talking about. Move on. The last thing I'll say is just people watch their engagement just drop. You guys will never hear about them ever again. A lot of these Twitter people, you'll never see them or hear about them ever again, I promise. I swear to God, watch. I'm done. Moving on.
Aiden Ross has capitulated. It's official. The one-sided beef between Doechii and Aiden Ross is, well, it looks like it's coming to an end. That's right. Aiden Ross has decided enough is enough. He can't take Doechii dissing him anymore. He can't wait for her response. All the times that she's name-dropped him and referenced him. Oh, wait. That's never happened, has it? I mean, honestly, it's been a pretty one-sided beef since all of this has really blown up and everybody's been paying attention to it. But Aiden Ross, after lashing out, firing multiple shots, has decided, well, it's time to wave the white flag and call for peace. But obviously, Aiden being Aiden, he's done it in a very Aiden way. But honestly, the spiral out of control is even worse than Nick Sirianni yelling at A.J. Brown and the Eagles just absolutely choking last night to the 49ers. Yes, I'm a Commanders fan. That made me feel fantastic.
And again, just a little colorful with this star whiteout. They have a great relationship.
Let's remind ourselves of some of the highlights and some of the moments as we watch Aiden just go through all the stages of grief at once.
And by the way, I'm going to quadruple down. I don't care. I genuinely don't give a fuck. My chat knows. As long as my chat doesn't give a fuck. Chat, do you give a fuck? Do you give a fuck? Do you care? You guys are putting kekwas. Do you care? No. Okay. So as long as you guys don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck. Last time talking about it, bro, we got the police escort in New York City. We got the security guards. Listen, bro, I'm a nice Jewish little boy.
So obviously this was a stream where Aiden was still feeling like, yeah, I'm in defense mode. He was firing shots at Joe Budden on this one. He was saying he's untouchable. Come on, I'm surrounded by the cops. What are you going to do? And knowing previous Aiden Ross beefs and situations, this is kind of how he handles controversy. He's going to clown you on stream. He's going to do whatever he can to get his chat to try to bully you to fire shots back. And it makes sense because let's face it, Aiden Ross definitely was never a bully in his school years. You know, as someone who was often a victim of it, he has no idea how to truly fight back, so he has to involve other people in his situation, other people in his drama, and try to weaponize his chat against them. But the internet wasn't having it, and the pressure stayed on him, and eventually we could hear.
I had a good trip. I got to eat some dinner with Los. I want to let you guys know I had a stream plan with a very famous basketball player. It canceled last minute because their PR called. So, just with everything going on, so we got to give like 30 days, but off season will be good. I'm going to stop coming at people hard and shit. But it's, you know what's funny about the guy? We called. He's like, yo, Aiden, like, you know, I don't give a fuck about none of that. He's like, I fuck with you. I actually like that you're vocal. I'm not gonna say who it was, but he was just like, I got you.
But this is one of my favorite stages of delusional influencer grief when they start trying to play and lay some breadcrumbs out for getting a little bit of sympathy on their side. But Aiden being Aiden, look how even here, he's not even taking full accountability of a situation. Yeah, this famous NBA basketball player, he canceled on me. It kind of sucks, doesn't it? Because I was going to give you guys great content. And obviously this is unspoken, but you can see the way that he's leading his chat. You can see the way that he's bending this narrative. And I've talked about this. These guys excel at narrative manipulation. They're great at gaslighting tactics. They're great at just bending what is said, how it's said, making themselves the victim, making themselves seem like it's them against everyone else. It's like the underdog story that you can't help but root for, and they know exactly what they're doing. And Aiden even teases like, yeah, this NBA player, he likes that I'm outspoken. He likes that I do all these things. So it's going to happen. Don't worry. It's just right now things have to cool off. There's zero reference to the fact that the whole reason that he's in this situation is because it's a situation that he created himself. The whole reason that he's getting heat is because of his words, because of his rhetoric. But I get it. This is how Aiden Ross operates. I mean, should we expect anything less? This is coming from the guy who gave us a diss track and decided it was a good idea to go and run and do a stream and get support and a cosign by Tekashi Snitch 9. I mean, let's look at his weird PDF file cases and what's going on there with minors. Now, as time progresses and the heat starts to get turned up on Aiden, he realizes that he finally has to start dialing back some of his rhetoric. He's going to have to do some type of damage control. So when I'm Dante calls him out, this is what he does.
About her, if this is something just to do with a fucking annoying ass song. Like, I've heard songs that are fucking dog shit and mad.
No, Dante, the reason why I got mad is because she's screaming at 9-to-5 workers. I don't care who the fuck you are. I don't care how much money you make. That doesn't make you hot shit. If you're to scream at fucking 9-to-5 workers when you're blessed to be making millions of dollars making music or doing something entertainment, I'm gonna call it out. It's not because she's black, okay? It's not because she's a woman. It's because she's a bad person. From that clip. Same way they try to clip me up and shit, right? That why, right? So I don't care what you are. I don't care if you're a boy, a girl. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what race, what background. I call out people that are horrible people and that treat people bad. Straight up. I don't care who you are. I don't care. I don't care. It's not about our music. Your music sucks. Everyone admits that. I don't care.
Notice when he goes, same way they try to clip me up. So on one hand, you have Aiden Ross, who constantly complains about how people take what he does out of context, how they clip him and misrepresent him in the media. But what is Aiden doing? Aiden is taking a singular clip of Doechii and he's choosing to judge her and her entire character based off of that one moment in that one situation. And that clip, of course, like we talked about, is the Met Gala. Doechii wanting more umbrellas to cover up her outfit, her collab with Pharrell, her collab with Louis Vuitton, high pressure, high anxiety, high stress situation. But Aiden has chosen to take in that and run with it and do the very thing that he says he is against. And I guess because of that one clip, that justifies everything that Aiden has done. Calling her a stupid, smelly you-know-what, calling her a POS, calling her unintelligent, all of these other insults that he has continued to throw out and attack her with. And yet again, I love the way that he frames this, right? This is classic narrative manipulation. This is just classic misdirecting his audience. Because what is he doing? Because how's he framing it? I don't like the way that she treats a regular 9-to-5 worker. Well, by saying something like that, you're positioning it like, well, she's rich, she's successful, and it's very easy to have anti-celebrity sentiments in today's world, especially here on social media. There's a lot of people struggling to get by, and then they look at very wealthy, very successful people, and it's easy to go against them. And Aiden knows that. Aiden knows to tap into some of those emotional responses, to tap into those emotional triggers. Because by framing the issue in this way, he's positioning himself as like a Robin Hood. Look at me. I'm looking out for the regular 9-to-5 person. I'm looking out for the basic person that's struggling to get by, that's grinding every day. I'm on your side. I'm on the underdog side, which is wild to me because $100 million kick deal aside, Aiden Ross's net worth could never touch a 9-to-5 worker or come anywhere remotely close to it. But there is one significant change that you start to see. You start to see Aiden Ross really trying to calm the waters down in regard to the racially coded language that he's been using. And another classic diversionary tactic is to go, well, look, I don't just insult one group of people, I insult everyone the same way. I don't care what color you are. But Aiden, you know what you're doing when you're trying to tap into a stereotype, calling out someone like Glasses Malone who doesn't even have children, telling him that he needs to go take care of all of his baby mamas and pay his child support instead of talking about you. And we've spoken about his framing of Doechii and the way in which he's chosen to attack her by calling her unintelligent, by calling her stupid and smelly, and all of these other insults that he's throwing her way. He knows exactly who that's going to charge up. He knows exactly how that is going to make a certain audience that he believes follows him react and side with him. But he also, and this shows me, is aware of the backlash that's coming with it too. So yet again, this is a way of trying to calm down the bad press, trying to calm down a situation without ever having to truly take accountability, without actually having to ever say sorry for his words, without ever having to apologize. It's just classic narrative bending yet again, distorting, disguising, gaslighting, sending us off on other trails in other directions. Which brings us to our final video on Aiden saying it is time to throw in the towel on the drama.
We're talking about, move on. The last thing I'll say is these people, watch their engagement just drop. You guys will never hear about them ever again. A lot of these Twitter people, you'll never see them or hear about them ever again, I promise. I swear to God, watch. I'm done. Moving on. But I do have to say, Anthony Fantano, suck my dick. Suck my dick. Fuck you. Fuck you. You have nothing to say. Except for, why do you call black people hard R's? Why do you do that, Anthony Fantano? Why do you do that? What's wrong with you? And you're like 40 years old. Dude, you're like, I don't get it. Whatever. Moving on. We're talking about, move on. The last thing I'll say.
And here we go again. What's the word? It's very simple, yet it seems to be very lacking in today's world of social media influencers, of politicians, of those who often hold power and attention. It's called accountability. Look, we're all humans. We all make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I've made plenty of mistakes, and I will continue to make mistakes. But for me, what defines someone's true character is, are they willing to take ownership of those mistakes? How do they react when controversy hits them? How do they react in a situation when there's a lot of negative spotlight on them, right? What do? Do they misdirect? Do they blame others? Or do they hold their hands up? Do they accept the situation, and do they truly try to find a way to take ownership of it and to grow from it and to move forward with it? But Aiden can't help himself even here. It's not even a simple, I'm done, we're moving forward, let's just crack on with content and what we're doing. No, there's still, I have to throw some grenades at a situation. I have to misdirect yet again, because his ego won't let him take any accountability. His ego has to paint himself as the one who is truly the victim in this situation. Because again, look at the language. It is once more classic narrative manipulation.
Last thing I'll say is these people watch their engagement just drop. You guys will never hear about them ever again.
All these people talking about me, watch their engagement just drop. He doesn't say they're clout chasing, but that's what's understood. That's what he's trying to frame this whole situation as. All these people who have been talking bad about me, all these people who have been saying negative things on me, it's because they just want attention. It's because they want clicks. It's because they're seeking fame. No, it's not because I said something I probably shouldn't have said. It's not because I continue to weirdly go after this artist, attack this artist that I've never met, double down, triple down, continue to insult anyone who goes after me. No, it can't possibly be any of that. The only reason that anyone wants to talk about me is because they want fame. Classic gaslighting. Classic, I'm the victim here. And then, knowing that people are going to clip this, knowing that this is going to get talked about, what does he do now? Let me take an example of one of those critics. Let me take someone who's been talking about me and let me just throw all the attention their way. Let me just say some words that I know are going to get my fans to fight my corner. Because this is what he's trying to do. He's trying to feed the hive mind of his fans. He's now trying to plant some seeds in their head so that they are weaponized, so that they have some words that they can use to start firing back and defending his corner. And it's the classic, oh, you call me a bad person? Well, he's worse. Over here, go after him. Go witch hunt him. But what Aiden doesn't appreciate is that logically, you're just giving us a red herring, right? You are still not addressing the true roots, the true problems that you're dealing with, and the true consequences of your words. It doesn't matter what someone else does. They don't affect what you have done. They don't affect what you have said. This is about you. But if you want to know how someone is truly guilty, because they tend to call out other people for the things that they do wrong themselves. And this honestly could have been solved a lot more simply. Honestly, it didn't even have to get to this point. It didn't have to continue to spiral out if Aiden didn't want to double down and triple down and attack back and fight back. All he had to do was put his ego aside for a second and truly reflect as a human being and truly reflect on his words, on his meetings, on the influence that he carries. And unfortunately, we have yet another situation, yet another example of a bad actor who has a lot of power, who has a lot of influence, that just sets a terrible fucking example for those who are watching. That sets a terrible example for the youth of today. Because all they'll see is someone who is successful. All they'll see is someone who, yet again, sets a blueprint to gaining fame, gaining power, gaining, celebrity friends, gaining all of this attention that Aiden has gained over the years. And yet, when bad situations happen, when they make mistakes, when they slip up, they continue to just deny. They continue to send us on these witch hunts elsewhere. They continue to never, ever hold their hand up and just admit, hey, I'm human. Because to me, the true power, the true bravery is being able to admit mistakes, is willing to hold your hand up in today's world and go, yeah, all right, I fucked up this time. I'm going to get better. But that's all I got. What do you guys think on the Aiden Ross situation? Comment down below and let me know. Hopefully we are done making videos on this and we can carry on with our regularly scheduled program. The other thing I didn't talk about, unfortunately, is that he is definitely in Drake's camp. He is definitely in Drake's pocket. And one of the reasons that Doechii has come under fire and attack is merely by affiliation, because she's affiliated with TDE, who is affiliated with Kendrick Lamar. So as we've seen this division in hip hop, as we've seen this division online, unfortunately, anyone circling around the orbit of TDE and Kendrick has come under fire. Same on the Drake side too, as both fan bases divide and both fan bases attack. And I think truly one of the reasons that Aiden went after Doechii originally was because of the Drake and Kendrick beef. One of the reasons why Aiden hates Doechii so much, created this beef against her, attacked her, was because of his support for Drake. But maybe that's a video and a topic idea, an exploration for another day. Anyways, thank you as always for being here. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your energy. Take care of this. Take care of this. I'll catch you again.
Racist? I am racist. Is there a problem? I don't give a fuck. Yes, I am. I am. Is there an issue? I don't give a fuck. Don't watch me then. Watch another streamer. I don't give. Yes, I'm racist. Yes. Yes.